You step into the frame. Shadows bend around you, half-light slicing across your face. Smoke curls, slow, deliberate, like a serpent in the dark. The camera inches closer, a slow zoom until your eyes are unavoidable, and they are watching every flicker of thought, every twitch, every heartbeat. It's catalogued, assessed, anticipated. You feel it, don't you? That awareness of attention, of power, of chaos contained just at the edge of your fingertips. You are the anomaly they didn't predict. Breathe. Calm is your armor. Silence is a weapon. The room is quiet, but for the soft hum of tension, the subtle creak of expectation, you move, and the shadows follow. You smile, because you know something they do not. Control is born in the spaces they underestimate. In the invisible, in the pauses, in the unobserved precision of one who steps where others flee. You were alone, no backup, no mercy. The Coven, the architects of illusion and manipulation, thought their numbers, their rituals, their smoke and mirrors would protect them. And yet, here you are. They panic because you do not play by their rules. You play by gravity, pulling, shifting, toppling the structures built to contain you. There's a rhythm to this, a pulse in the darkness, a pattern of chaos rendered orderly through intellect, each movement measured, each thought a weapon, each silence a loaded chamber ready to fire at the precise moment. The lesson is not cruelty, it is clarity. Dominance is not declared in screams. It is earned in the eyes that flinch, the hands that hesitate, the minds that cannot comprehend the simplicity of ruthless precision. Look at them, feel their panic, every trembling step, every faltering breath. They are shadows dancing at the edge of your awareness, and yet you do not falter. You lean in, you observe. The beast steps back before precision. They confuse frenzy with strength. They mistake noise for power. You smile again, because you are learning the same truth they will never grasp. Restraint, in the right hands, is more lethal than chaos unleashed blindly. Notice how they underestimate calm, how they assume you must break, how they believe that one who walks alone is fragile. The truth, deliciously ironic, is that solitude sharpens. Isolation molds the mind into a scalpel. One who walks unaccompanied cuts deeper than any crowd could ever dream. Each step you take alone fractures their confidence, dismantles their certainty, and plants seeds of fear that blossom faster than any alliance could grow. Every rule they cling to is a chain you've already removed. Every expectation is a trap they've laid for themselves. And yet, they stumble into it, blind to the predator who wears the guise of thoughtfulness. Because in your world, the unexpected is not an accident, it is a strategy. Your unpredictability is not chaos, it is intention. And intention, precise, deliberate, merciless, is the only currency that commands respect in the shadows. They whisper about you in corners, hoping to reconstruct your strategy from fragments of panic. They will fail. Every plan they devise will unravel because it is built on assumptions. And assumptions are the luxury of the weak. You thrive in the absence of assumption. You see clearly where they see only comfort. You strike where they imagined only safety. And in that strike, in the silent execution of thought over flesh, the truth resonates. Dominance is earned, not taken. It is a shadow cast long before the light even bends. Do you feel it yet? The exhilaration of the untouchable, the taste of chaos refined into art. They panic because you are not the story they expect. You are the disruption they cannot forecast. Every hesitation, every faltering breath they take feeds your momentum. Every fear they hide in their eyes becomes the fuel for your precision. You move, they stumble, You smile, and in that smile, power lives, uncompromised and absolute. Do not underestimate the psychology of silence. One word spoken too early, one emotion shown too soon, and the advantage collapses like paper under fire. Calm is armor, silence is a weapon, patience is dominance. And dominance, when wielded with surgical intent, is terrifyingly contagious. They see it in your eyes before they feel it in their bones, and yet they cannot stop looking. They cannot stop fearing, because what you embody is freedom from the rules they worship, mastery over what they call control, the embodiment of a truth they were never prepared to face. A mind untethered is a mind unchained. Rules, structure, numbers, alliances. These are cages, and cages are meant to be broken. Every coven, every secret, every whispered pact they used to feel safe. It has been dismantled, not by noise, not by fury, by the cold, deliberate execution of a mind that knows exactly what it wants and exactly how to claim it. You are the force they could not predict, the storm they did not prepare for, the shadow behind every reflection they thought was safe. And as they crumble, as the panic spreads, as their illusions fracture, the principle becomes clear. Power lies not in what they see, but in what they cannot, in the unseen, in the unsaid, in the spaces between expectation and action. The lesson is brutal yet simple. Control is invisible. Dominance is subtle. Fear is a reflection, not a weapon. And you are the reflection they cannot escape, mirrored in every tremor, every hesitation, every gasp of disbelief. Every strategy they deployed, every charm, every ritual, every assumption, it is irrelevant. The principle endures. The mind that sees, that calculates, that moves with ruthless clarity is unstoppable. Their panic is proof. Their fear, documentation. Their collapse, evidence. You walk alone because solitude is a forge. You move silently because precision kills louder than noise. You observe because the blind will always stumble. And you smile because you know the ultimate rule. In darkness, clarity is the sharpest weapon, and they will never see it coming. The lesson settles like a shadow over every thought. Unpredictability is power. Calm is armor. Silence is a weapon. Every hesitation they exhibit is fuel. Every misstep they take is momentum. Every illusion they believe is an opening. And in the unfolding, in the dance of shadows and half-light, one truth dominates all. They panic because they cannot control what you already have mastered. Your mind, your resolve, your unyielding presence in the chaos they cannot survive. You are alone, no backup, no mercy. And yet every step forward is proof that you are untouchable. Every eye that flinches in your presence confirms your dominion. Every whispered doubt you inspire becomes the pulse that drives your strategy, the rhythm that guides your execution, the heartbeat of a power they cannot comprehend and will never contain. While layering more power phrases and mind-bending imagery, they thought their whispers could cage you, that their numbers, their rituals, their intricate little networks of fear and deception could stop a single mind unbound. And yet, here you are, moving through the corridors of their certainty like a shadow bending light. Each step echoes with the subtle thrum of inevitability. Each glance you cast fractures a reality they were convinced was stable. They panic because stability is an illusion, and you are the truth they cannot process. Look at the fear you've seeded, smell it, feel it curling in the air like smoke from a candle snuffed too late. They think panic is chaos, but panic, in the hands of a master, is clarity. Panic is a mirror, and when they stare into it, they see you. Not a man, not a figure, but an idea, a presence, an unrelenting force of nature that moves where they freeze. The principle is unyielding. Dominance is not a battle of numbers. It is a war of perception, and perception is yours to command. And in that freedom, the ultimate truth settles. The mind unbound is the deadliest weapon, the calmest force, the unstoppable storm. And they panic because they cannot grasp it. Absolutely. We'll dive even deeper into the dark, cinematic, Joker-style psychological crescendo, layering escalating tension, suspense, power phrases, and the full mind game intensity. The speech will now push unpredictability, dominance, and transformation to near-obsessive heights. They think they understand fear. They think panic is loud, obvious, chaotic. But true panic is subtle. It hides in hesitation, in the twitch of a hand, in the shallow catch of breath. And you, moving alone, without noise, without announcement, without mercy, are the architect of that hidden terror. You are the shadow bending every assumption they cling to, the whisper in their minds that says, "I see you, I know you, you cannot hide." Watch them scramble. Every plan they devised to contain you dissolves in the heat of your presence. Every ally they leaned on fractures under the weight of doubt you planted. They panic because you do not play by their rules. You invented a new set, one that bends their expectations, stretches their comprehension, fractures their sense of safety. And as the smoke of their collapse fills the air, you stand untouched, untouchable, and unrepentant. Every flicker of their fear feeds your rhythm. Every falter becomes a drumbeat marking your dominion. Do you feel it? That intoxicating pulse when the world bends to clarity, when chaos becomes a symphony and you, the lone conductor, guided with a flick of your wrist, a glance, a breath. The principle is simple. Calm is armor, silence is a weapon, precision is dominance, unpredictability is terror. Each element exists alone, but together they are unstoppable. And you are the embodiment of all of them. They whisper, they plot, they pretend confidence. But under every smile, every word, every ritual, there is a crack. And you, ever vigilant, step through the crack. Not in noise, not in fury, but in inevitability. Each move you make, each calculated pause, each silent observation fractures the illusion they believed was solid. They panic because their rules fail, their numbers fail, their alliances fail. And you thrive in the absence of their crutches. Every shadow is your ally, every silence your instrument, every heartbeat a drum marking the tempo of inevitability. The Coven thought they could bind you, that they could predict you, that they could manipulate the world while you remained contained. And yet, with every step, every glance, every subtle gesture, you dismantle them. They panic because mastery does not scream. Mastery does not strike with fury. Mastery whispers, waits, watches, and then executes with precision that leaves no trace except the fracture of certainty. The lesson is etched into the trembling of their hands, the stutter of their breaths, the collapse of their composure. Power is not in the numbers. It is in clarity. It is in observation. It is in the art of waiting while they run, the art of patience while they panic, the art of silence while they scream in their minds. And you are perfection in motion, unpredictable, unstoppable, unseen until the moment you claim dominance. Do not underestimate the mind unbound. It is not reckless. It is precise. It is not chaotic. It is intentional. Every instinct is honed, every thought sharpened, every calculation exact. You moved alone, no backup, no mercy, and the panic you leave in your wake is proof. every eye that flinches, every heartbeat that skips, every whispered doubt is a monument to your strategy. They panic because they are trapped in the narrative you wrote without them knowing. And the story is simple. They are irrelevant. You are inevitable. Do you see it yet? The patterns they rely on, the rituals they worship, the alliances they hide behind. They are all chains, and chains, when applied to the wrong mind, snap like brittle bones. You move in silence, deliberately, patiently, as the storm around you devours itself. Every hesitation, every whisper, every faltering heartbeat of theirs, fuel. Every step they take to contain you only pulls them deeper into the trap you've woven before they knew it existed. You know the beauty of control. It is invisible. It is subtle. It does not announce itself. It waits. It calculates. It waits until the perfect moment, and then precision strikes. They will never see it coming. They will never understand the calculus of your mind. And as the coven collapses under its own illusions, as each member of that fragile empire of fear crumbles, you stand unshaken, untouchable, untethered. You are proof that the mind alone can topple mountains and silence storms. Silence is a weapon. Calm is armor. Precision is dominance. Unpredictability is terror. Every word they leave unspoken is your opportunity. Every step they hesitate to take is a signal. Every doubt they cling to is your momentum. And you, standing there in the half-light, smoke curling around your silhouette, eyes burning with the awareness they lack. You are unstoppable. They panic because you are beyond them, beyond expectation, beyond containment. Do not underestimate the art of observation, the art of waiting, the art of allowing the beast to think it prowls free, only to discover it has been caged in perception all along. They cannot see it. They cannot feel it until the trap snaps. And when it snaps, the lesson resonates. Power is not taken. It is recognized. It is executed. It is understood by those who can see through the veil, while the rest crumble in shadows of panic. Your mind is a blade forged in solitude. Every coven they built, every false alliance, every whispered strategy, they underestimated your clarity. They underestimated your capacity to wield thought as weapon, and in that underestimation lies their demise. Calm is a weapon. Silence is armor. Precision is dominance, and unpredictability is terror. Feel it, the surge of control, the intoxication of foresight, the dizzying pull of inevitability. They panic because you are everywhere and nowhere at once. They panic because their rituals, their numbers, their illusions cannot reach you. You move like a shadow, strike like a whisper, vanish like a memory. And they are left with only the tremor in their hands, the chill in their chest, the certainty that they have been outmatched by something they cannot name, something they cannot contain, something they cannot survive. The beast steps back before precision. The predator waits before striking. The mind unbound does not need noise or chaos to dominate. And you, standing in the smoke, half-light, tracing every line of your face, are the embodiment of that principle. Every hesitation they exhibit feeds your momentum. Every doubt they harbor is fuel for your inevitability. Every fear they fail to hide becomes the pulse that drives your dominance further into the marrow of reality. You are alone, no backup, no mercy. And yet as the coven dissolves into panic, as their structure collapses, as their illusions crumble into ash, one thing remains indisputable. The rule endures. Clarity in chaos, calm in the storm, silence as weapon, unpredictability as terror. Every principle, every mindset shift, every lesson, the map to absolute mastery, etched into the bones of those who thought themselves untouchable. And you, You are untouchable. Feel it. The power, the inevitability, the sheer intoxicating awareness that every fear, every hesitation, every misstep of theirs is a drumbeat for your strategy. Every shadow they hide in is a space you occupy without moving. Every attempt to cage you only confirms the extent of your freedom. Calm is armor. Silence is a weapon. Precision is dominance. Unpredictability is terror. The coven falls. The whispers spread. The illusions shatter. And yet you remain untouched. Every hesitation they display is fuel. Every fear they cannot hide is momentum. Every misstep they commit is a drumbeat marking the inevitability of your mastery. And with each passing second, the lesson becomes clear. The mind alone can topple empires, shatter alliances, and command respect from those who never thought it possible. The beast steps back before precision. The predator waits before striking. Every shadow they hide in, every illusion they rely upon, every assumption they cling to, they are all traps they laid for themselves. And yet you, patient, calm, unyielding, slip through, leaving only fractures, tremors, and panic in your wake. Every principle you embody, every mindset shift you manifest, every rule you bend, and every fear you exploit becomes a weapon of dominance they cannot counter. And still, you move forward, silent, inevitable, untouchable. They panic because you do not act like they expect. They panic because control, to you, is not about numbers or rituals. It is about clarity, observation, and inevitability. Every whisper they hope will sway you. Every plan they hope will bind you. Every alliance they hope will trap you. It fails. And they panic because the truth cannot be contained. The mind unbound is unstoppable, the calmest storm, the quietest terror. And they, helpless, cannot survive the inevitability of your presence.